GMO, and welcome to this new Argent Engineering workshop. So today I'm very happy to welcome Antiro. Antiro, you are the founder of Kazar Labs, which is the company making those Starknodes we'll be talking about today. But you also have a welcome surprise guest, I would say, Stark Science, who's also part of the Starknode team. And well, it was not really planned actually, but we are very happy to have you with us today. So, if anyone has questions to our guests, please just type them in the chat. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on Twitter, just in comments, in the comment section of the live, and we'll just make sure to pick them up and answer all your questions. So on Twitter, I kinda promised that I would be asking some naive questions today, and also some less naive questions. But let's maybe start with that. Um, Starkians, I guess that is not your real name, but Antiro. Is this your real name or is this a pseudo?
No, it's a pseudo. My name is Nathan.
Okay, Nathan. So welcome, Nathan. So guys, when I try to learn and discover a new project and innovate an innovative protocol or product, I like to understand how founders and people working on these projects basically arrived where they are today, what is their journey and everything. So maybe you can start today by introducing yourself and explaining us a bit, what is your blockchain journey? When was your first interaction with the blockchain? The aha moment everybody had at some point. And yes, what you've been doing so far in Web3 and then maybe on Starknet.
So yeah, I work first. I'm in the Web3 ecosystem since like 3-4 years. I started as a developer, and I'm still a developer, but I started on the EVM ecosystems like Avalanche and all. I work for Pangolin, the DEX on Avalanche, maybe you know. And but 2 years ago, I decided I got stack peeled like so fast, so I decided to go to Starknet, and I started working with SeedSwap, another AMM, this time on Starknet, where I did the analytics and all using Checkpoint, a tool from Snapshot Labs, where then I've got hired as a Starknet DevRel. And on the side, I've always been like doing some external contribution for open source projects on OnlyDust, or like doing Casa Lab stuff, because Casa Labs has been, we founded Casa Labs like 1 year ago or something like that. So I was doing part-time Casa and part-time Starknet DevRel at Snapshot Labs. So, but then I decided recently to go full-time Casa, and so we can just like get new goals and go ahead with what we started.
Yeah, so you became a founder.
Yeah, and then I became a founder, but still doing dev stuff.
Okay. And what about you, Starkins?
Yeah, for me, it's fairly recent. So I actually got Stark pilled by Antiaro back in, I think it was September of last year. And then he would just like every time we would meet, he would just start talking about, oh my God, all these new updates on Starknet and everything. And then like one day, I started getting into the more educational side of things, and I wanted to learn myself how Starknet works, but there wasn't real like core, easy to learn texts, like high level text on Starknet. So what I did is I just created this Twitter account where we just do educational posts, and I started that in December. I did that for a couple of months. Also joined the Starknet ecosystem team, so I've been also doing some posts for them. But really just with the goal of onboarding new people to Starknet, and also explaining it, like explaining the tech as if you were like 5 years old. So in a really, really simple way. And I've also known Antiaro for quite some years now, and so that's also how I got into Kazar Labs. It was with the goal of teaching about this new tech and also onboarding new people with this cool new infrastructure that we're building. And yeah, just I guess explaining how it works and onboarding more people to this cool ecosystem.
Yeah, it's great, and what you did with Starknode already, I think it's pretty impressive because even if you don't, you're not a dev or you don't code, you really feel like you basically can participate in the network, in the ecosystem, and do something as well. But so you've been mentioning Quasar Labs. So what is Quasar Labs exactly?
So yeah, Casa Labs. So Casa Labs at first was like we were doing some contribution to the Starknet ecosystem, and I was like, okay, let's all do that with some friends. Like let's all do that under the same entity. So we founded Casa Labs. Then we launched some stuff like the Faucet, the Node Manager, Osiris, and all. And at what point we things got more serious with Starknode. Like I will explain later. I got one Starknode with me. I will show you
Nice.
later. But yeah, things got more serious with Starknode. People wanted to hire us and do some stuff on Starknet. And recently, we did not announce it yet, but it's some alpha today. Next week at the Starknet Summit, we will announce the launch of our dev shop at Casa. So we have some great collaborations with Taproot Wizard and Axelar and Starkware and all. So yeah, it's some big stuff are coming soon, along with the Starknet development and decentralized RPC providing.
Yeah, very, very exciting. And so Quasar Labs as an organization, a
Yeah,
company, how many people is that?
we are on like 7 core dev
Mhm.
main in the core team, and then we are like in total 15 contributors, external contributors, mostly from the French ecosystem, the big Starknet French
Yeah.
ecosystem. Like we met most of us we met at the computer science school or in Tel Aviv at Starkware sessions and all. So now most of us is based in Paris. I know Starknet is in Rotterdam, but yeah, most of us is based in Paris, working full time on Starknet and Web3 stuff.
Okay, cool, cool. And so let's maybe then get, in the in the deep of the topic now. What is a Starknode exactly?
Okay, so back then I was like in a it was 1 year ago. I was like, okay, I'm gonna launch. I can't criticize the Starknet. I was doing a transaction on Starknet and it was taking so long.
Yeah.
And back then I was like, okay, I can criticize the network if I don't help him, if I don't contribute to him. And even as a developer, I was like trying to get my node running on Pathfinder, not using Docker and all. And he was like, yeah, it took me 1 hour to get my node and all. I was like, no, we should have something simple to launch a node. And then I studied more about Starknet infrastructure and all. Understood that it wasn't the full node that will get my transaction faster, but it can give me a fast data access. Just to recap, maybe not all of you knows like how Starknet infrastructure works, but basically you have the sequencer. The sequencer is now centralized and it's from Starkware, and the sequencer emits blocks that are proven by the prover, and those proofs are verified by the verifier. So you will ask, where are the full nodes in that equation? And the full nodes are like guardians. So basically, inside the sequencer, you need to imagine a big machine. Inside the sequencer, there is one machine, which is the full node, and that will tell the sequencer what's the current state of Starknet. So he can just produce new block based on previous informations. So in order to in the future, in order to have a decentralized network where all the data access and the data providing is decentralized, people will just launch a node, connect via P2P to the other nodes of the network, and just communicate them to hold the nodes and the nodes from that the sequencer will be calling. So yeah, I'm saying in the future because currently there is no P2P on Starknet. It's coming soon thanks to Deoxys that I will talk later also. But yeah, basically, so full nodes are like guardians that will give you data access. So it's mostly for developers if you think like that. So I was like, okay, but imagine you have a wallet, and I know that Argent integrated the RPC URL in the wallet, so that's a really cool feature.
Just
So
recently.
now
Yeah,
it was like last week or something like that.
yeah, 2 weeks ago, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was like, okay. So anyway, anyone needs an RPC access to the blockchain and precisely Starknet. So the goal was to first have an MVP of something that you just plug and get running. The problem is that you need to provide information to the node. So basically, Starknet will do a demo, but we started thinking about how we will manage to launch a node from A to Z without any terminal or coding skills, like only high level interfaces. So we did Starknode. Let me just open this one. I'm gonna do a quick unboxing. So if you buy a Starknode, so if you want to have a data access to Starknet, uh, you will receive this. So a power cable, a micro USB of depending of your storage. So this is a 512 gigabytes, and an Ethernet cable. So the goal is to make it as simple as possible. So let me show you. This one is a private collaboration with Avenue. So yeah, it's kind of cool. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, I have one myself, and it's very sleek. It's a small box, so it doesn't take too much space,
you
and it looks very good. It's transparent, so you also see the components in there.
yeah, the goal is not to to hide anything and all. The goal is to make it simple for the users. So all our code is open source, and also you can just check it out and try it yourself. But basically, yeah, Starknet will do a demo. Basically, what you just need to do is config use set up a configuration file via our graphical user interface, and then just plug it to your node and plug two cables, and you're running the Starknet network at home. So that's really cool for like if you want to get faster on transactions, if you want to contribute to decentralization, or if you want to contribute to security, like no, not contribute to security, but have your own security, like owning your own data access. If you think this way, I was like, also imagine the centralized provider. What happens exactly when you do a request to the full node from centralized provider is that you are calling your computer is calling your router is calling the servers of the centralized provider, and those servers are calling their full node that they are running, and then it comes back to you with the right data. So now with the Starknet, it just goes to your router and directly to your Starknet and get back to you. So you can do tests. We have some benchmarks. It's the fastest way to get data access and on Starknet. If you don't communicate directly to the feeder gateway, that will be deprecated. But yeah, that's for the future also. But yeah, basically, um, that was the goal, and yeah, we managed to have something cool that maybe Starknet you want to show how it works?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I just have a question.
Yeah,
So you mentioned you have two different types of storages, right? Two capacities, 256
yeah,
gigabytes and 512. And the question I have seen a few times is, which one should I get?
yeah.
Does it make a difference?
So the current state is around 170 blocks or 70K blocks or something like that. So yeah, basically, currently it depends of the client you want to choose. So Pathfinder cannot at first, when we launched Starknode like 3 months ago, you will be able to run Pathfinder and sync Pathfinder on 256 gigabyte nodes, but now they don't have a state managing. They don't compute state diff. They compute all the transaction. So their state is like 120 gigabytes, which is insane. So or way more, something like that, because it's growing so fast, the state right now with the quantum leap last update. The state is growing so fast, but Juno managed to implement yeah, I think that they think state diff, or so they have a way lower storage. So it's around like, I think it's around like 40 gigabytes. So yeah, the problem is the clients. I know that Pathfinder will be working on shrinking the database. Deoxys has less is optimized thanks to the substrate community. I will talk about it later, but Deoxys will have around like also 40 gigabyte for currently, something like that. But yeah, we 100% recommend the 512 gigabytes if you want to use, the long term. Then
Okay.
yeah,
To be yeah, future proof.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's great. So I guess we could probably jump to the live demo, see how you need to set up your stack node, how that works, how long it takes. Actually, it doesn't take that long, depending on how you consider it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
shouldn't take a while. So the first step we recommend to do is just to go on our docs. But I'll just share my screen right now and actually do like a live demo. Yep. All right. Okay. So first thing you want to do is, okay, you just got your node. It looks pretty sick, but you first have to go through your computer. You have to go through your computer because you have to configure that little SD card that you'll at the end insert into your Starknode, and then you'll eventually plug it to the router and to power. So first you get this little GUI. I want to set up a new Starknode. So what I'll do is just go over here. I'm going to log in. I have this account right here.
Yeah.
All right. And then this is the first step, is to select your storage. So you're going to take your little SD card that's included in that box that Antiaro just showed, and you want to put that into your computer, and then go over here and select the storage, and you want to look for a boot file. And it's really important that you actually select the boot file, this one right here. All right. Okay, then you click on next, and you want to now pick a name for your node. This name will be displayed once you are on your dashboard, which we will see in a bit. So I'll just call this one Antiaro. Let's go with Juno. Now, if you need, well, you do need your Ethereum RPC URL. What you can do is just head off to Alchemy, and you want to create a new app. And let's just call this one Argent Podcast.
I have just something to add. Here you've seen the clients in the GUI. Yeah, you can just create the. Yeah, you have the different clients currently. We support snapshots. So just to tell you what snapshot is a batch of blocks that are presynced and that you will just download from the cloud and put it directly in your node for fast sync. So currently with Pathfinder we have around like 70,000 blocks or something like that, which is like halfway of full syncing your node. So we definitely don't recommend Pathfinder, since Juno recently did the full Starknet parity. So I will recommend Juno because we have the last snapshots. We it will sync way faster, and you can have a perfect running Starknet data access. And just regarding the Ethereum RPC URL, any RPC URL works, like Blast API, Alchemy, Infra, and all. The faster for Starknet is so far Blast API. So just some recommendation here. Can go on.
Yeah.
And the best wallet, of course, Argent. Just I did not mention yet.
Yeah. So once you're on Alchemy, you're just creating your app. I'm just calling this one Argent Podcast. Also, super important that you pick Ethereum here and Ethereum mainnet over here. We did have some questions here and there. Some people wondering, oh, should I pick Ethereum Goerli? No, you have to be on mainnet. In the description, you don't have to put anything. And once the app is created, you want to click on View Key, and you want to select this little link right here. So the HTTPS link. You want to copy it and then paste it right over here. And then your Starknet wallet address. So I'm just going to pull up my Argent address and put it over here. And
Oh,
once you
you're rich.
submit this, I trust Argent with all my funds. And then, yeah, that's about it when it comes to using the GUI. So what you want to do now is just safely remove the SD card from your computer. And then you want to take your little Starknode and plug everything in. And once that's done, you're going to have a link to the dashboard. And this is a node that we created earlier this afternoon, but just for the sake of this podcast and for the sake of speed, we have this one right here. So I have the Antiaro Starknode, it's running Juno, and then there's the wallet address from Antiaro. And then you have all these options over here. You can reboot, turn off, reset, or delete the node. But the most interesting part is actually the L1, the L2 part. It just tells you to which extent you're synced with the L1. So here we're 99% synced, and here to which extent we are syncing with the L2. And also one important thing to add is that even though we're not 100% synced, you are running your full node on Starknet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there's something like we, if we had to do that again, like a new batch of Starknode, we must define a limit, because currently, so how this work currently, the Starknodes, so Juno, the different clients sync from the same sequencer. So having 200 nodes syncing from the same sequencer, it will slow down the process, and blocks will be emitted faster than they will be synced. So it's normal if you are seeing like your percentage going down and sometimes going so fast because you just reboot your node and you got the last snapshots. Because yeah, if Juno got an update, you just have to click on the reboot button and you will get the last Juno version. So yeah, don't worry, you will have the, if you see your node status running, is because the Starknet is running and currently getting the right data from Starknet.
Yeah, and also we had some other questions, which was if I just unplug everything and let's say even plug it into a new router, will it start off from the beginning? And no, when you unplug it, it just stops, and when you replug it, it just continues from where you left off. So you don't have to resync everything.
Okay,
Other
and so
question, yeah.
I'm just gonna ask you, how long does it take to get 100% sync? Because I know that was maybe a few weeks back. It used to take a long
Yeah,
time.
it
People worrying
depends.
about that.
It depends because, for example, here we just launched that node, so we reached the 136 blocks like super fast because it was because of the snapshot. It depends of how often Juno push the snapshots, and it depends also on the current state of how many nodes are seeking from the same gateway. Your bandwidth, it depends on a lot of stuff. But yeah, if you don't have snapshots, this is why Juno is the best option. Imagine like that tomorrow they will upload the full mainnet state. In like 2 days you will have your node full sync and it will get up. But if you try to sync 35k block, for example, right now, it can take 1 week or something like that, depending
Okay.
on a lot of stuff. And also, if I wanted to say, if you want, for example, Pathfinder right now, because I don't know, they added P2P or Deoxys, because we will add Deoxys to the Starknet. So if you want to use Deoxys, you just have to unplug your SD card, put it back on the GUI, and it will just erase the last configurations. So
Yeah.
same setup.
And just one maybe last note, when it comes to the dashboard, we are planning on doing some updates and making it more transparent or richer in some insightful informations. One of the key features that we're planning on launching is some info like the network latency or the amount of electricity that your node is using. Another cool feature that we're planning on doing is like this worldwide map, and you can see like all the nodes of where they're running. So we'll have like an update of the dashboard, I think, after San Francisco.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I think you guys did a great job with that user interface, and the dashboard really makes it very easy to have an idea of the state of your stock node. So what's the difference exactly between rebooting and resetting?
I don't remember. This part has been done from Simo, which is actually doing a great job on supporting the Telegram chat, because yeah, I know that some people are struggling installing their node and all. So yeah, I assume that reset will just like clean up your stack node, and just in case you just want to like install another client without having a reused infrastructure. But yeah, I actually, that's a good question. I will add it to the doc.
Yeah, and then Starkens, maybe you can click on system there because I think this is also interesting to see. So you can basically go, well, see how much of the CPU is being used, how much of the memory, the storage.
Mhm.
Have some stats on the node.
And you can see here there's an RPC button also. So the RPC button is coming soon. So our goal as at Casa Labs is to do decentralized RPC providing. So the goal will be to just, we are still working on that because it will imply some security issues and all, but the goal will be in that, like, you click on one button, again high level interface, you click on one button and you get your RPC exposed on and your own URL, so you can then, yeah, it will be coming soon this year. Provide data access for anyone in the world, and that could be really, really, really cool. So the goal, yeah, is to make it high level. You can already like do an SSH connection on your Starknode and open the current port and just do it yourself. But it's mid level. It's a mid level way. So you just need to wait a little bit. We are working on that.
Yeah.
Don't worry. There are some cool updates coming.
Coming soon, TM.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And I mean, now the obvious question is how do I get a Stark node, right? Because I see on the website that you don't have, I mean, it's out of stock already. So
Yeah.
is there a new batch coming?
It will depend a lot of what's announced by the foundation in the next week at the Starknet summit and all. How is going to be with the feeder gateway, how we will implement Deoxys on it and all. It depends on a lot of things, but yeah, it's just a button. We just need to click on a button and we can deploy a new batch. So we may do it soon, but as I said, also if anyone is thinking from the same gateway and all, yeah,
Yeah,
things need to be. I think that Starknode was too early for Starknet currently. Actually, I think so. Yeah, we want to make it slow but clean. Yeah,
yeah, makes sense.
but soon. I hope next month maybe.
Okay, great. Great. And then, well, we've been talking a bit about Deoxy already. So,
Yeah,
what is Deoxy exactly? I see there Nicola asking in the comments when Deoxy, by the way, guys. So
yeah.
I see some people are waiting for Deoxy already.
So yeah, Deoxys is a bomb, is a massive bomb. That so Abdel from the exploration team in Starkware came to us some time ago, and he was like, "Okay, let's do what we are doing with Madara, but for Starknet mainnet, but only for as a full node mode." So the goal is basically to have a full node based on substrate for Starknet mainnet. So what this implies is that we have all the features from Substrate that has been developed from Parity Tech and the community for the last 6 years, including P2P, including telemetry, including data storage optimizations and anything. So that's why so in my opinion, when all the full nodes will get their full parity, Deoxys will be the most optimized and the best node, the best choice. But yeah, it's still in development because we want to make it clean. We just closed the deal with the foundation recently to work on it full time. So we hope like last quarter of 2023, we hope to have it running for Starknet mainnet with full Starknet parity. This is also done thanks to the Madara community, which is insane, doing some really, really great stuff. And yeah, what's cool with Deoxys also is that you can launch it as an archive full, and we are working on implementing light mode. So it's the best of nodes reunited in one framework, which is Substrate.
Okay, very cool. And so when Deoxy is not too
Last
soon,
quarter probably.
last
We hope.
quarter. Okay. And so I know what's with the name Deoxy.
Yeah, so it's Deoxys with an
Deoxys.
S at the end. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of the only Pokemon name that hasn't been Frenchified.
Okay.
So yeah, Deoxys is because Deoxys is a Pokemon coming from another planet. as this node is, and also because it has three forms, four forms: defense, attack, and speed. So we wanted to associate that to the different forms of the full node, which is archive, full, and light.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just for fun and just because Starknet is all about kawaii stuff with Pokemon and Naruto, Dragon Ball, and all. So we
Yeah,
wanted
yeah, indeed.
to go for it. Also, yeah, this one is named Mew, which is another Pokemon. We hope to have Mewtwo soon.
Okay.
So get ready.
Second version. Okay, nice. And then maybe one more question. There has been a lot of enthusiasm in the last weeks about Starknet having, um, uh, multiple infra providers, a lot of different infra providers. So why is it important for a blockchain like Starknet to have multiple node providers?
You mean centralized RPC providers like Alchemy, Infura, and all?
No, like the Oxys.
Yeah. Okay. A full node client. Yeah. Yeah. The client diversity is always a good thing because you can have I don't know, like a problem in some language. Currently, Doxys is written in Rust. There are already three clients on Starknet. There are currently four client implementations, which is Pathfinder, which was the first one from Equilibrium Labs, written in Rust. Then you have Juno from Nethermind, which is written in Go, and Papyrus from Starkware, which is written in Rust and still in development, and Deoxys is also still in development, written in Rust. So the diversity there are three implementation in Rust. You will ask why Deoxys is written in Rust. It's because of substrate, but for me the diversity is the substrate framework on Deoxys. So yeah, the goal of having diversity is because if something is broken, if something is down, we still have clients working for Starknet, and so yeah, we don't have a broken network.
Okay, makes sense.
Simply, and decentralization, of course, because you need to trust the data, the Nethermind team, the Equilibrium team, and the Casa Labs team also for providing
Yeah,
data.
indeed. Yeah, indeed. So always better to have multiple providers. I also see on the Casa Labs website, and that's something you also mentioned in the beginning, that you have two other products, which are Starkset and My Osiris.
Yeah.
Can you maybe tell us a bit
Yeah,
more?
we have a lot of projects. This one was just those were just two grants. Myosys actually was the beginning of Starknode. Basically, what I wanted to do with Myosiris, it's basically a Go node manager for Starknet. So with a user interface, it's mid-level setup. So you don't go with a raw installation, but you just go with a graph. A user interface in your terminal. So yeah, that was just a cool project that was at the beginning of the Casa OS, so the software which is inside.
Okay.
Because yeah, we don't write directly the full nodes inside the Stack node. Basically, what we have is a node manager and installer, so that manage everything and get the stats to the dashboard. And yeah, Starkset also was a project for developers. Like we were doing that for us for fun,
Starkset
finding a way.
it's a faucet, right?
Yeah, it's a faucet for testnet tokens. The goal of Starkset is to never run out of tokens on Starknet. I think it's one of the only blockchain where you never run out test tokens because of Starkset. Because the thing is that when you do a Starkset call to get some tokens, you will be asked to do a transaction on mainnet, just a verification, but this verification has a cost because it's on mainnet Ethereum. So it will just like allow you to have tokens anyway and not be spamming and draining the faucet.
And what does it verify?
It just verified. It just consume gas for you
Okay,
to stop getting tokens.
okay.
It's because I don't know if you know, but test tokens cost like 50 cents, like something like that. So people just sell test tokens and
Yeah,
spam all the faucets to get those.
there is a crazy market
Yeah, of
emerging
test
for tech
tokens.
tokens. Yeah,
And
Indeed.
yeah, on the website it's not updated. Yeah, we are working on some stuff also with Taproot. It's coming soon. I cannot talk about it right now, but we are working on some really cool stuff with the Taproot Wizard and
Mhm.
opening discussions with other big teams like Axela, Starkware, of course. Always, we'll stay on Starknet, I think, for now.
Yeah, very cool. So you've been dropping a bit of alpha already. So Mewtwo might arrive at some point. Deoxys,
Yeah.
what you just mentioned. Is there something else, on the Casa Labs roadmap that you can share with us?
I think that talking about the decentralized RPC provider and Mewtwo is already a big thing, because yeah, it's the main it's what will be following the Starknode. So Starknode was like a big MVP of what we want to achieve, but we still need to see. And now on the side we are only doing consulting and dev shop. So it's up to the other organizations to drop the alphas.
Okay. Yeah, that's not your role there.
Yeah, we're just working.
Okay, yeah, cool, cool. I'm just checking if you have questions here.
Yeah.
I just see on Twitter someone says Origin says that they want to buy one Starknode. So yeah, that might arrive a bit later.
Yeah.
And yeah, on YouTube, not that many comments. Besides, yeah, Nicola. So yeah, I mean, great. I think that would be about it for today. Is there anything else you want to share in terms of roadmap, maybe also for yourself? I know that you will be next week in
In
Starknet
San
Summit
Francisco.
giving
Yeah.
a workshop.
If you want to, yeah, I will be doing a workshop and a talk. But just if you are coming to the hackers in San Francisco, please come to see our team. We have some cool jerseys sponsored by Madara that are coming today, so you'll see us.
All right, and what's going to be the topic of your workshop?
Starknet infrastructure powered by Substrate. So
Okay,
what has been done with Doxys
exactly. So
and other companies.
we are in the topic here. Well, thank you very much for listening today. Thank you guys for joining us and giving us a
Thank
flavor
you.
of what Starknode is and what Casalab does, and actually does plenty of stuff. I don't think that everybody knows about it, so that's great. And yeah, hope to see you soon, and maybe next week already.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.